We are live and on the air. Good evening and welcome to Omnibros the Wednesday show. My name is OmniDog. I am here with my fabulous co-host, Luis from Comics Guide 101. Luis, how's it going, buddy?
Baba Booey.
Baba Booey, hit him with the hind. And the Q&A, we have Q&A tonight. We have some topics. This is the show where we like to get the chat highly involved. We will take topic suggestions from you, answer your questions. This is kind of your show, chat folk. So let us know what's on your mind, whether it's PB&J on burgers in England, or smoking, or movies, or hard-boiled eggs, or whatever. This is where we indulge you and talk about what you want to talk about. So, this show, of course, who is this show brought to you by, Luis?
My good man, this show is brought to you by the lovely sponsor, In-Stock Trades. We love In-Stock Trades. We loved In-Stock Trades for years. We've loved them even before they sponsored us. In-Stock Trades, where you can get your books on release week for up to 50% off, ladies and gentlemen. And they'll come packaged to you like a newborn baby being delivered to your house, all cuddly and waiting for you to open them up. Oh, that turned out wrong. To open up your package and to enjoy. In-Stock Trades, ladies and gentlemen, they are a proud sponsor of this show. We love them, and we are thankful for them.
Yeah, I just got an order from them today. It weighed 28 pounds because of all the omnibuses that came out last week. That was a heavy box. The UPS guy I apologized to him, and he said no problem.
This isn't the first time you've had to apologize to the UPS guy.
No, I remember when back in 2015, the post office delivered a 60-pound IST package.
Wow.
That's astonishing.
So what year would you say was like the height of your collecting? Like when you were just picking them up like crazy?
Probably 2015 when I got started on the page with Riley and you guys. I would say 2015. And then I got the bug to start picking up books for other people. That really peaked. I did that today. I went to a comic book store and found some books for other people. But I think that really hit its peak in the spring of 2016 when I went to California and Oregon and found, 125 books for the group.
I remember that. That was the great omnibus hunt.
Yeah, exactly. The West Coast Omni Hunt.
The cross-country omnibus tour. That was fun, though. You posted a lot of pictures of a lot of different shops, man.
Yeah, I really did. Yeah, I did go to a lot of different stores. I was out there. I was focused, man, like a laser on finding as many out-of-print books as I could.
I think that's typical, though, for people that they get into the hobby, that they're first jumping in. Their first instinct is like, oh, I'm just going to blow a bunch of money on a whole bunch of books.
Yeah.
Just stock my shelves with them. And then you realize I don't really have that much time to read all this.
Oh, I know. I've got a lifetime supply of books, depending on how much longer I have to live. I have a total lifetime supply. I think if I was 25 years old, it'd be a lifetime supply. So I need to ratchet. Of course, I always say I need to ratchet back. I'm still within my budget, but there's actually a question for you already.
Ooh.
I have a question for Luis if he's on. My family is embracing the minimalist mindset, and I sold all my books. What's a good tablet for reading digital?
Oh, that's a real good question.
What do you read your stuff on?
I read on a Galaxy Tab E. I applaud that mindset of minimalistic. You'll probably find things go a lot easier for you. I know a lot of people it's a millennial thing also. A lot of people are kind of embracing just selling off a bunch of stuff and living with just what they need. That's pretty cool. Me, I use a Galaxy Tab E. Not the greatest tablet. I actually got a deal on it that it just came with the phone that I have, the Galaxy S8 Plus with AT&T. I got a sweet deal on it. So my recommendation to you, the obvious choice is an iPad. The iPad is you know, people talk a lot of smack towards Apple, but the iPad, for my experience and reading comics on my girl's iPad, because she has one, and sometimes I transfer over certain books to her iPad, is I prefer it because the images are just clearer. It's nice and crisp. You get that HD, really nice Retina display that Apple is known for, and they just look so damn really nice on there.
Yeah, I read. I don't read a ton digitally, but I do have a lot digitally stored on my iPad, and I really enjoy reading it on my iPad. And it's probably a 3-year-old iPad at this point. But yeah, it is a great experience on an iPad.
Mm-hmm. Nick says he uses a Kindle Fire. I never had any experience with a Kindle Fire, so I don't know how big the screen is or anything like that. So, but my recommendation to you is to definitely get a good solid iPad, a good solid tablet. Do your research, and get something with a nice size screen, because my Galaxy Tab E, it's nice, but the screen is pretty small in terms of an iPad and in terms of other tablets that are out right now. So at times I kind of have a little bit of difficulty reading the word, so I just kind of pinch to zoom into the word. I'm like, oh, okay, that's what that is. But definitely look into purchasing yourself an iPad. It's a good investment. I personally love it.
Yeah, they've got I just saw a new one, and it was the size of my laptop screen practically. It was gargantuan. I mean, it was bigger than it was the size of an OHC or an Omnibus, the screen. So you can get them just brilliant.
Here's a question from Taylor Alexander Cassidy. Jess and Lewis, what's your personal grails? Statues, omnis, single issues, etc. I can tell you, for me personally, I want a Fantastic Four #1.
Ah, that's a good one. I'm currently searching for Fantastic Four #5 in good condition. Really good condition. I believe that's the first appearance of Doctor Doom.
Ooh.
So that's the one I want.
Really nice.
Yeah, I'd like to find that. Of course, if I found that in 6.0 condition, that's probably a $15,000 comic book. So I probably can only find it in about 1.0. But yeah, that would be my comic book floppy grail. As far as books go, I found my last grail, which was Strangers in Paradise hardcover omnibus. Kemi Jacob helped me, or gifted me, Fathom hardcover #2, which was a wonderful gift. And what was there was a third one that Mike Noah gave me. But once I got all those, I pretty much have found everything that I want books wise. I'm trying to think if there's a statue I want. I'd love to be able to get the sideshow statues of Gwenpool. I'm sorry, of Spider-Gwen and who am I thinking of? Spider-Gwen and Silk. Those look really sharp. I would love to be able to get those, but it'd be just me and the statues living alone together if I got those.
It'd keep you company at night, Jess.
That's right.
I don't have any statues. I'm not a statue collector. As far as omnibuses goes, I'm out of that game pretty much for right now.
Yeah.
I always said the Silver Surfer omnibus was one that I always wanted to get.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of those that for some reason still has not been reprinted yet, and it is a darling, and I've wanted it for a while.
I'll tell you something that I want that's on vinyl. Is the Man of Steel soundtrack by Hans Zimmer.
Ooh.
That's very pricey right now. I would love to be able to get a good deal on that for like under $60 or something, but I don't know that that's going to happen. It's up there. It's like $90 or $100.
Oh my God. Why so much?
I think like with anything else, it's out of print, and it was, with vinyl, they're all limited production runs, compared to back in the heyday when I was growing up. So I just think it's one of those things, they ran out of print on it, and it was really popular because it's a great score.
It really, like, you could say a lot of things about that movie, but the score, Hans Zimmer's score is phenomenal. That scene where he first takes flight, when you hear the music just swelling up, oh my
Yeah.
goodness, fantastic. If you ever get a chance, I have a buddy who actually went and saw him live.
Oh, really?
Or he said it was phenomenal. He said it was an incredible show. So if you ever get a chance, I definitely recommend you check it out. I've wanted to go.
Okay, that sounds fun. Now Taylor's saying I think it goes for 40-ish at my Barnes and Nobles, actually.
Uh-oh.
It's the Man of Steel vinyl.
Uh-huh.
If you could find that for me, I would do something in return for you. I would definitely find you a whale or a whalette, something of equal value.
There you go.
I would sing your praises all over the internet. If you could find me that for $40, that'd be awesome.
You know what, I've got this weekend coming up, I've got nothing going on. I might stop at Barnes and Nobles and I'll take a look for you also.
All right, thank you.
I'll see if I can find something for you. Do something for you. I'll look for you. Speaking of,
when I say do something for you, I mean I'm going to find something material for him. I'm not going to perform on a stripper pole or something for him. I mean, get your minds out of the gutter. Okay, thanks, Taylor. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So we were kind of talking before the show started, that you've never seen Saving Private Ryan.
Right. I never have seen it. I didn't see it when it came out, and I just dropped the ball on it, and it slipped way below Saving Private Ryan, even though I know it's considered a great movie with an amazing opening scene. Right. I just have never seen it.
Yeah. We're talking about this because the 4K just came out. So what I was thinking, why don't we just put together a list of like 5 films that we should have seen, but we never have. So I thought it'd be kind of fun and like a little bit of a new segment, like a top 5 or something like that, or whatever crazy name Nick could come up with it. If like every week we just kind of come up with something like that, it'll be pretty fun.
Well, I'm already catching abuse in the chat for not having seen it. Rob McClay is not happy with me at all for not having seen it. I know. I definitely have to see it. I'm trying to think of some other. Well, I don't know if I have to see it, but I never saw Titanic. I never saw Jurassic Park, or any of those Jurassic Park movies because I don't dig dinosaurs. Okay, somebody wins the bet because somebody did bring up Twilight. That would be Avi G bringing up Twilight. We should have had a bet on how soon someone was going to bring that up.
20 minutes into the show right now? 13 minutes in. 13 minutes in.
13 minutes in. That's actually a little bit longer than I thought it would have been. I thought it would have been within the first 5 minutes.
And there's the Wire reference.
The Wire.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Rob on this one. I'm looking at him in the chat. He says, no, you don't need to see the Titanic. The boat sinks in the end.
Yeah, I know. It was spoiled for me. The boat sinks, so why should I see it? I mean, if it sinks.
Yeah, you're waiting 2 hours to basically see the boat sink.
Yeah. Now, Jesse Saywhat says, some of us have never seen Wizard of Oz, which is amazing to me. Have you seen Wizard of Oz?
Actually, that's number 2 on my list.
Wow.
Yeah. I've never seen Wizard of Oz.
Holy smoke. We lived for that when I was growing up because they'd show it. I mean, I'm dating myself, of course, I'm the old man of the group, but back when there were only 3 channels on TV, and you couldn't rent it, obviously, you had to wait for it to be shown on television. It was shown once a year, and it was an event. You would watch Wizard of Oz. And that's when I realized when I was in about second or third grade, I felt for the first time the sting of not having something that somebody else had, because I didn't know. I thought the whole movie was in black and white. And somebody said, yeah, it was, some little kid said, yeah, it was really cool. When they got to Oz, it was in color. And I go, my TV wasn't in color. All we had was a black and white TV back in 1967 or whenever. And I was like, whoa, I don't have something that somebody else has. This is a bad feeling.
And thus started a lifetime of collecting stuff to never have.
Yeah, that is what kicked off my accumulation phase for the last 50 years.
There it is. We've discovered the catalyst of the OmniDog.
Right.
Origin. This was
my origin story.
Oh man. Okay, so my list. I'll just go from the fifth one down. Okay, number 5. The Big Lebowski.
Oh my God.
Never seen The Big Lebowski.
All
I know is that it's about bowling.
I've seen it 50 times.
Never seen it.
Oh my God, I love that movie.
Is it about bowling? I'm not even sure.
There is bowling in it, but it's more about mistaken identity and the dude just being the dude.
Oh, kind of adding on to the Wizard of Oz thing. I've never heard Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. I've never listened to it.
Oh, you've never listened to it? Yeah, the first 10 minutes of the movie sync up with Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah, I've never sat down and listened to it. Should I?
If you like 70s rock, yeah, it's a classic.
I do. I've been listening to a lot of Fleetwood Mac this past week.
Oh, well, yeah. What's number 4? I'm shocked at Big Lebowski.
Number 4. I've never seen The Princess Bride.
Oh, Louise, what a great movie.
Yeah,
it's inconceivable that you haven't seen that.
I have tried to sit him down on 3 separate occasions so we can watch that movie.
3 separate occasions.
You annoy me so.
Oh man, yeah, what a great movie. There's so many classic moments in that movie.
I've never seen it.
Oh man, you're totally kicking my butt on great movies that you haven't seen.
Nick, please stop the list.
Please stop the list. Okay, what else haven't you seen?
Okay, let's see. Actually, shit, I wrote 6. Okay, we'll do top 6 today. Number 3, Mary Poppins. Number 4, Mary Poppins.
Wow.
Never seen Mary Poppins.
I remember seeing it in the movie theater back in like 1965 when I was 6 years old.
All I know is that it's about some lady with a flying umbrella.
That is sad. That's a fun movie. It was, oh well.
And for the longest time as a child, I thought all British people flew on umbrellas. I don't know why. I just did. Sorry.
All British people like peanut butter and jelly on their burgers now, apparently.
This is true. It's been scientifically proven.
No, it's not. Rob is the leader of the anti-PB&J Burger Patrol.
Oh, man. You know, A Sound of Music, I've never seen it, but it's not on my list.
Oh, my gosh.
That's what she said. She pointed out Sound of Music.
Mm.
Here's a big one.
90% of those movies on that Disney ride I have not seen.
That's true. 90% of the movies on the Disney ride I've never seen. Grease.
That's a classic.
Oh, okay.
I've never seen Grease.
Well, I know you've never seen Casablanca, which shocks me.
I've seen it.
Oh, you have?
Yes, I've seen it.
Oh, all right. What am I thinking of? I was thinking of something else, maybe.
No.
Maybe I was thinking of West Side Story. Have you seen that?
We'll get back to that.
Okay.
So yeah, I've never seen Grease. All I know is that it's about John Travolta with slick back hair dancing around in a tight shirt.
Right. Yeah, that was a fun movie. I'm not as passionate about that movie as the other movies you haven't seen.
Okay. I've lost track at this point because I just started writing stuff down. Number whatever. West Side Story.
Oh my God, my favorite movie of all time.
I've never seen West Side Story.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, I imagine it's probably pretty dated now if you watch it, but I grew up watching it, and so it's always got a special place in my heart. But if you look at it now, it probably seems kind of corny in parts, but the cinematography and the choreography and the music and the lyrics are all really great. Oh, it's so gosh, it's great.
And my number one choice of movies that I should have seen but I've never seen is The Breakfast Club.
The Breakfast Club. I have to admit, I did not see that coming. The Breakfast Club.
I've never seen The Breakfast Club, man.
Did you see 16 Candles?
I have no clue what the hell 16 Candles is.
Oh my gosh, that's the best John Hughes film there is. That's hilarious. That is really sharply written funniness.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen.
Oh, 16 Breakfast Club. I hated that movie with a passion.
You really hated Breakfast Club? I've heard it.
Yeah. Oh, I told that to Omar, and Omar said that I was dead to him, so he must love that movie.
So that's my list of like now people are just spitting stuff onto the chat. No, funny that you mentioned that because me and Omar were talking about this. He mentioned Ferris Bueller, and I actually got Ferris Bueller mixed up with Big.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
right. Ferris Bueller is considered a classic movie, but that's not a movie that I particularly cherish. I mean, I don't know. It didn't strike me like it struck the other 99.9% of the moviegoers. I thought it was okay, but I didn't think it was. I just didn't think it was that great. Big was really good. I loved Big. That was funny. Mm-hmm. You're killing me, Smalls.
I've seen that. Come on, how have you? I've seen The Sandlot.
Right.
I love The Sandlot. Yeah, so I think Breakfast Club though, that's a generational thing, isn't it? Like if you went to high school in the 80s, that's probably more something that you'd relate to.
Yeah, let's see. I was probably 25 when that movie came out when I saw it, and I just thought it was hokey. But I see we have a lot of people in the chat that love Breakfast Club. Skull Narrative. This is like the Confessions of a Supervillain. Very good.
Rob says I was 7 when Breakfast Club. I have seen Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah.
I saw Porky's when I was 6.
Oh, you did? Porky's was like a rite of passage movie. You had to see that.
My dad sat me down and let me watch Porky's with him. I'm like, what is going on?
That is hilarious.
Anything else, baby, off the top of your head? Never saw Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. There you go.
I never saw that either.
It's a good movie. Nobody sees this movie. Ugh.
Taylor Alexander. Wow, have you never seen the Richard Donner Superman films? The first 2 are like required.
Yeah, those are really good. Oh, there's one I haven't seen. I never saw Goonies. Avatar said he loved Goonies. I never saw Goonies.
I've never seen it either.
I never saw American Pie.
Okay, that's not bad.
Iron Cardinal says he's the American Pie generation.
Someone wants to sponsor me.
We'll talk later.
Mm-hmm.
Chris M says you're looking good, Luis.
Thank you.
Skull Narrative, this is starting to hurt.
Trying to eat a little better. You never watched Goonies? What even are you people?
let's see. Yeah, I know. I never saw any of the Jurassic Park movies. Never saw Titanic. Never saw Saving Private Ryan. I'm trying to think of some classic movies that everybody loves that I haven't seen. I never saw Dirty Dancing.
You never
So-
saw Dirty Dancing? Wow.
No, I never saw Dirty Dancing. I never saw Roadhouse. I think that's considered a Patrick Swayze classic. I did see Ghost with Patrick Swayze. Let's see. I'm trying to think of some other movies. I don't know. I think the Ghostbusters. Yeah. Oh yeah. I saw Ghostbusters when it came out.
I like Ghostbusters too, also. I know it's not a favorite among people, but I like it.
Godfather. Yeah, I've seen Godfather many, many times.
Oh, yeah. Godfather 2, I liked it better than Godfather 1.
Jess, you need to catch up with the rest of society. which part of my lacking knowledge are you referring to?
The Karate Kid films. Yeah, I've seen
yeah.
films. Danielson is actually the bad guy in those movies.
I remember. Now, have you ever seen Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid?
No, but I've always heard it's required.
Yeah, it's funny. Growing up, I think that came out probably around 1969 or 1970 or something, and that was considered the movie to see. It was, just an instant classic. Everybody loved it. And when my daughter was about 10, my wife and I said, okay, it's time to see Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. You're going to love it. It's great. We can't wait. And we watched it, and she was like, this movie is boring. And we both had to kind of agree. We're like, yeah, it's not really as good as we remember it. Why did we think it was so great back then? Here's a question for you. Did you ever finish God of War?
I did. Whoever it was in the chat last week that told me, I don't want to ruin anything. That told me when you finish the game, go back home. Thank you for that, because I never would have found that had you not said that. It's
Go back home. What's that mean?
I can't say anything without ruining it. I'm sorry.
Oh,
yeah.
So when I finish the game, I have to go back. Well, I'll consult with you when I get the game.
Right. It's phenomenal. It's so good. It really is. It's unless Red Dead Redemption 2 that comes out later this year. It's a Western game.
Oh yeah, I wanted that.
Oh, it looks great. Somehow it tops God of War right now. I don't see anything else being as good as this. It was so good. It was so fucking great.
Oh, Cornerstone has a good question. Thoughts on Jackass series and movies?
Oh man, I grew up watching that stuff. That was if you grew up in the 90s and you were a kid, chances are, if you grew up in the 90s and the 2000s, you were a kid, chances are you tried to imitate a lot of stuff on that show stupidly. And I mean, I remember being in middle school, and for some stupid reason, the technology teacher that was in my middle school, he gave us cameras. He's like, here, just use cameras, like start filming stuff, have fun with it. And in his classroom, because his classroom was huge, we had different sections of it. We started filming Jackass stuff. Like we filmed a kid getting kicked in the balls.
Oh.
Yeah. And he saw the tape and he didn't do anything about it. He started laughing and he deleted the tape.
Oh my God. I in my lifetime, I have never laughed harder than the Jackass movies. I love the Jackass TV show, but the Jackass movies, I mean, from the very start of the opening credits, I am just out of breath laughing throughout the whole movies. I love those movies. I absolutely love them.
Yeah, those guys back in the 90s and the 2000s, they were everywhere. They were extremely popular. But it's not just the fact that they did stupid, but just the creativity that would go in the
yeah. Good
and
point.
they did, because pardon the term, you know, pun not intended, but any jackass could go out there and film themselves getting kicked in the nuts with a camera or something like that. But they would get really creative with it. They would do like a lot of things with bottle rockets, a lot of things with costumes, and a lot. They would just they took it up a level.
Yeah, I remember the I remember I think it was Jackass 3 where Steve-O was in a latrine in a porta potty, and they launched him up and down and started bouncing him around in this full porta potty, and it was so disgusting, and I almost threw up laughing so hard. Just the abuse he was taking, just bouncing around in this thing. And
Yeah.
Johnny Knoxville actually has a problem because he got kicked in the nuts so much. He actually every morning, I heard him on the Howard Stern show, every morning he has to, how can I say this? He has to take various size rods and insert them into his penis, starting with a skinny one and getting bigger and bigger, because he got kicked in the nuts so many times it like collapsed his penis.
Oh my god!
So he has to almost he has to catheterize himself almost every morning to get it opened up again.
Oh,
That is horrifying.
that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that sounds horrible.
Yeah, truly horrible.
Oof. Ugh. I like this question. Justin Lewis, what is your favorite Spider-Man? 1970s, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, or Tom Holland? And which out of all the Spidey films are your favorite?
That's an easy one for me. I happen to be a huge fan of Homecoming, and I was a big fan of the first Tobey Maguire movie. I mean, I still like the first two, especially. But Homecoming, for me, hit every single note, and I thought Tom Holland was a great Spider-Man, and so I love Homecoming. How about you?
For me personally, I really dug as Spider-Man, Tom Holland. I think he's absolutely crushed it, especially if you saw Infinity War.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Film, like standalone Spider-Man film, Spider-Man 2 for me.
Right, that's the Doc Ock one.
Yes.
Yeah, that was great. I enjoyed that a lot.
Although I've heard it doesn't hold up as well.
Spider-Man is the only are the only Marvel movies my wife generally will go see. She loves Spider-Man.
Oh, that's really cool. So she wow. She enjoyed Homecoming?
She did, yeah.
Good. Yeah, I think that Tom Holland just nails what it's like to be a kid, mostly because of the fact he's not that much older than the age of what he's supposed to be playing in high school. And he really personifies Peter Parker for me. That young Ultimate Spider-Man Peter Parker, where he's still kind of learning his way around and doing things, and he still kind of messes up. And good God, that ending of Infinity War. Not to get spoilery, but oh my God. That was probably, out of everything that happened at that ending, that was the one that hit me the most. Right there.
I agree. Gio just said, what have I walked in on? He must have heard me talking about Johnny Knoxville.
I mean, you really can't beat that train fight in Spider-Man 2. That thing is still really
Oh,
cool.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We don't need to recast J. Jonah Jameson. We don't. Like, if I'm perfectly fine accepting that the actor, why am I blanking on his name right now?
State Farm actor?
Yeah, he was in Whiplash.
Right. What is his the chat will know his name.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal actor.
He is a great actor.
On Stars right now, where it's like dealing with parallel realities and stuff. Oh, somebody's gonna say it in the chat, but you don't need to recast J. Jonah Jameson. He was perfect.
Yeah, I agree.
I'll use him again. Oh my God, why can't I think of his name?
They can't think of it in the chat either. Come on, Matt Miranda. This is your wheelhouse. Movie trivia. Who's J. Jonah Jameson?
Whiplash was my favorite movie that year.
J.K. Simmons. Weekend
There we
Geekdom.
go.
Very good. J.K. Simmons.
Yeah. Whiplash was my favorite movie the year that came out. That was so good. Have you seen Whiplash?
I have not. Is that a movie that does that count as a movie that I should have seen and have not seen?
You will really love it simply because it deals with music and drumming.
Yeah. Okay. That's what he won the Oscar for, right?
Yes, it deals with music, drumming, and jazz music specifically.
Hmm.
So you would really dig something like that.
Okay. I still need to see Saving Private Ryan. I mean, I never even think of it until somebody brings it up.
Yeah. We're watching the 4K tonight. I sent you. You got the copy, right? The digital copy that I sent you.
Yeah, I need to write down the code or blow it up before Omar steals it from me. Thank you for that.
Yeah. I mean, the minute I saw that you haven't seen it, I'm like, yes. You at the very least need to see the first 20 minutes of that scene because the storming the beach scene in Saving Private Ryan is phenomenal. It's incredible.
Yeah. That's what I've heard. I think my wife and daughter both have seen it, and I still haven't seen it. I don't know. What other movies have I not seen that everybody else has seen? I see so many comic book movies. It seems like that's all I see.
I'm reading the chat right now. Everybody's posting quotes from Whiplash. Saving Private Ryan is my top 5 movies ever. Yeah, this is a crazy month. If you're somebody that, like me, that buys a lot of films or enjoys buying a lot of films for home entertainment for 4K, the list that we're getting this month is just insane. They're shoving a whole bunch of stuff out the door. Let me see.
How about Forrest Gump? Did you ever see Forrest Gump?
I've never seen Forrest Gump.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I will freely admit that movie made me cry my eyes out.
Really?
Yeah. I totally cried at that movie. I don't know why. It just yanked at my heartstrings.
Okay, so here we go. The list of 4K movies coming out just this month. Mamma Mia, which that one's for her because I don't like.
Sure.
Saving Private Ryan, Phantom Thread, Source Code. These are the really good movies. Let's see. For those of you out there that your wife might have dragged you to see this, 50 Shades Freed. Ugh.
Haven't seen it.
Don't. Next week alone, listen to this. Next week alone in 4K, we're getting Gladiator, Black Panther, Braveheart, and Die Hard.
God, those will look great.
Just next week alone. The following week after that, May 22nd, we get The Matrix, Jurassic Park, The Collection, The Patriot, Fury, Serenity. All just insane. An insane.
Serenity. I'd love to see that in 4K.
Yeah, and then the week after that, we get Annihilation. It's just a crazy month.
I gotta see Annihilation still. Have you seen it?
Huh?
Have you seen Annihilation?
I started watching a copy of it, and suffice to say, I fell asleep. I was like,
"Oh wow!
I
really want to see it.
I want to. I really want to sit down and watch it." Chris M says, "Anyone rocking an OLED? Just got one like a week and a half ago."
Yeah, you got a steal on it.
Did I got one hell of a deal on it?
Well, let's see. We have two different opinions in the chat. Annihilation is boo-boo, and Annihilation is great. I haven't seen Interstellar either. I did see Arrival, and I loved it, but I haven't seen Interstellar. I saw Gravity and loved it.
Jeez, yeah. There's a good amount. I loved Arrival.
Yeah, I did too. That was a masterpiece, I thought.
It really was. It's God. The writing on it was so great and it was so sharp. And by the time you reach the end of it, I was just like, oh my, no matter how much I try to write, I will never, ever come up with a script or write anything as good as this in my life.
Oh, wow. I know the ending and the last 15 minutes or whatever just was like mind-bogglingly awesome.
Mm-hmm. It made me tear up. Somebody's saying Interstellar is overrated.
I thought we said the word overrated was overrated.
I think we did. I liked Interstellar. I feel it's one of Nolan's weaker films, but I liked it.
I loved Inception. I thought Inception was brilliant.
Matt, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that one, pal. He says Dunkirk was phenomenal. So I watched Dunkirk the other night with my lovely lady. We both fell asleep.
Not a good sign.
Not a good sign. I think.
And I love history.
And she loves history. I love it. Like my associates is in history. I fell asleep. I couldn't get into it. It's if you have a 4K movie, if you have like your own little home theater system set up and you've got the 4K, you've got the OLED and everything, it's in my top 3 of best looking films that they've put out. It's beautiful. It's an incredible looking picture. And the sound it's probably my new reference disc for testing out the sound.
Wait, are we still talking about Dunkirk?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The sound is incredible. The story, I couldn't, I don't remember any of the characters. I couldn't get into it. I'm going to try and sit down again and watch it in the middle of the day, maybe one day, but I fell asleep like 3 times.
Mm.
And she's sitting next to me. She goes, baby, this movie is boring. And I'm thinking, I still like how it looks.
I have not seen Avatar: The Last Airbender. I couldn't even tell you what it was about. Taylor Alexander Cassidy said he fell asleep during it. Gio says he has the vinyl for Interstellar. Yes, that is great. I need to see the movie because I love the soundtrack.
A little bit. For which one?
Interstellar.
I love the soundtrack of Interstellar. It's such a beautiful soundtrack.
Yeah, it is brilliant.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch it. Did you say you have the soundtrack or you haven't gotten it?
I haven't gotten it. I've listened to it on iTunes. I need to get it. And I need to see it. I haven't seen it yet.
Well, there we go. If anybody's looking to give Jess a birthday gift or a Christmas gift.
Yeah, I need an Interstellar.
The Interstellar vinyl, if you guys can find it. Is it hard to find or you just haven't gotten it yet?
I just haven't gotten it. It's like Saving Private Ryan. I just forgot about it.
Thank you.
Wait, don't watch it, Jess. What, Interstellar? Man, we got a battle going on in the chat about Interstellar.
So I'm looking on eBay. Interstellar original soundtrack, Hans Zimmer, 2 LP. I don't know what 180 gram audio file means, but for $30.
That's not bad. I can get that. Yeah, 180 gram is like kind of the weight of the record. The heavier it is, the better sound quality. You don't want a thin, little brittle piece of vinyl. You want the thicker, nicer vinyl. So 180 grams is kind of the gold standard.
Okay, so that means it's a thicker vinyl?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Jess is getting a PB&J burger from me for his birthday. Yeah. No, I am not. Don't you dare.
That sounds absolutely horrible.
I know.
A peanut butter and jelly burger.
That sounds amazing.
She says it sounds amazing. That sounds terrible.
She said, your girl likes the sound of that?
Yeah, she does. I don't know why.
That sounds good.
Wow.
If the peanut butter is like Thai peanut sauce, or if it's actual just peanut butter.
I think if there's splorching Skippy on it with some Smucker's jam.
But then
I don't think it's like Thai peanut sauce with raspberry vinegar jam or something exotic.
She likes couscous, so you know.
She likes what?
Couscous.
Couscous?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like couscous.
Ugh. Couscous is good. It depends on how you flavor it. It's bland just alone.
Jess, have you ever had an Uncrustable? My daughter did back in like 3rd grade. I used to give her Uncrustables. She got sick of them pretty quickly.
You know there's a Nutella filled one?
There's a Nutella filled Uncrustable.
There's a what?
A Nutella-filled Uncrustable.
Oh, I love Nutella. Have you seen Cowboy Bebop?
I haven't. I've never seen Cowboy Bebop.
Oh my gosh, that was my first anime. What a great anime!
Yeah, no, I've never seen Cowboy Bebop.
I can wholeheartedly recommend that. That was great.
Hey, since we're kind of on anime, I wanted to ask you, you still haven't read the Akira box set, right?
It is still sitting there in cobwebs and sealed up.
Yeah. So you've never seen the anime?
No.
Dude, you really should.
Okay. I
You
have
really-
Crunchyroll, so I mean I need to watch it. I forget what I'm starting to now, but I'll watch Akira. That
Yeah.
sounds good.
You really do owe it to yourself to watch Akira. Now, the thing with Akira is that there's been multiple dubs, and a lot of the audio has been redone. So I'm not sure what most fans consider the definitive version of Akira is, or which version you should listen to. But I highly recommend you check it out. It's really good. It's only like hour 45 minutes long. But
Oh, okay. It's a movie?
Yes, it's a movie.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, it's not long.
Oh yeah, Samurai Champloo is great too. That was the second anime I saw, Taylor Alexander. Jess, you will probably cry if you watch Interstellar. Okay. I don't mind crying at movies. I like crying in movies.
You especially would, because you are so close to your daughter. It's a film that deals a lot with fathers and daughters.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What? Jess has seen it and Luis hasn't seen Bebop? What crazy upside down are we in? Let's see. Subbed is definitive, says Matt Miranda. So I should see it. I'll ask Sherlock Alexi.
He would know.
He's the anime and manga king.
Ooh,
here's a question for you. Oh, go ahead.
Children of Men. I love Children of Men. It's in my top.
Oh, so did I.
I fucking love Children of Men. That's one movie that me and her, we don't agree a lot on films. Like she thinks Black Panther really isn't that cool. But yeah, I know, right? Crazy. But Children of Men is one of those films that we both agree we love. Like we adore that movie.
Yeah, I thought that was brilliant. Brilliant movie.
Mm-hmm.
What was the last physical graphic novel you bought? John the Uncanny asks.
Does manga count? Because I buy my manga physically. I don't know why. I have this thing with manga where I prefer to buy it physically, but regular comics, like American comics, I don't have a problem digitally. So if manga counts, it would be volume 24, 25 of Hunter x Hunter.
Does your gal like Lady Bird?
Yeah, she hasn't seen it.
But you fell asleep during it, right?
3 times.
3 times.
Okay.
Nobody seen it yet.
I never gave that overhype. Nobody can say that I never gave that movie a chance, because I tried to watch it 3 times. I couldn't do it. Lady Bird. I could not do it. I tried watching it 3 times. I fell asleep every single damn time in that movie. I don't care about a little girl or a little white girl in southern Missouri or wherever bum hell town she's from.
I think it's Sacramento.
Okay, Sacramento. I don't care. I really don't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry she's going through an existential life crisis. I don't care. I tried.
She reminds me of my younger sister.
I tried watching it. I couldn't get through
She
it.
reminds me of my
Have you seen it?
No, but she reminds me of my sister.
I couldn't get
Seen
through it.
snippets.
I need to see it. I know my wife wants to see it, and she wants to see Get Out too, and I need to see that.
Oh, you definitely need to see Get Out.
Get Out's good.
Yeah.
Baby, can you? He's making a lot of noise.
I don't know what he wants.
He probably wants to be let out.
He was just out.
Well, he's whining. Here's a tip. Don't ever get a dog that's half, what is this whining said? Don't ever get a dog that's half Shar-Pei.
What is it? A Shar-Pei pit bull or something?
Shar-Pei Bull Terrier.
Oh, okay.
Don't ever get a dog that's half Shar-Pei. They whine a lot.
Very needy. He has really bad separation anxiety.
Oh, that's one thing our dog doesn't have. She's really good when we leave. She loves it when we come home, but she's fine. Although she does have a little temper. Sometimes we find the trash can tipped over and she's gone through all the trash and ripped it apart. That's how she shows her displeasure.
Michael Curry says, I just spent 2 hours chasing a fucking chipmunk around my garage. Any tips on eradicating all the chipmunks on Earth?
Chipmunks.
They're adorable little creatures. No, when he catches it, send me all the chipmunks.
Okay. I just spent 2 hours. Where was I? Let's see. I hate little white girls. Lewis 2018. That's not true.
Yeah, you hate the little white girl in Wonder Woman.
Okay, she wasn't technically Greek, I think. So that doesn't really count. And I don't hate her. I hate her acting skills.
Right. Yeah, you just hate children.
Anything else, considering what my current job is?
Right.
I love shit on that. Yeah, try to watch Lady Bird 3 times, couldn't do it. So can't say I didn't try. Thought it was pretentious.
Did you two see the rumors of an Eternals movie coming to the MCU? I did see the rumors about that. Oh, and here's a question that I can answer. James Atkins says, what books do you need to read before starting Rebirth? I can answer that easily by saying go to my YouTube channel, OmniDog's Vault, where I have a whole reading guide on Rebirth and how to read it and what you need to start it. I personally feel like you should read The Final Days of Superman. Some people don't think you do, but I think it helps inform a lot of what's going on in Rebirth. Then you need to read the Lois and Clark Superman Rebirth book, and then you just need to read the Rebirth Deluxe Edition, and then you should be set.
Okay.
Yes, shameless plug. That's right, Taylor Alexander. Shameless plug. OmniDog's Vault Rebirth Edition.
Yeah, I totally agree with everything you said.
Oh, James Atkins says he saw that video. Well, then what are you asking the question? Are you saying you saw the video and you didn't answer your questions? Oh dear, I that's terrible.
I agree with everything you just said. For the other stuff like Flash and Batman, you'll be fine. But for specifically Superman, you do owe it to yourself to read everything that led up to that because it was good stuff.
Yeah.
And it'll make a lot more sense.
Let's see. Anyone else wish that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies still have the physical costumes?
I do.
You do?
Yeah, I love those old physical costumes. They were done by Jim Henson.
Oh dear, James Atkins says he was still confused after my video. Well, that is not good for me. That's a bad testimonial.
Look, man, just go read Red Hood and the Outlaws. You'll be fine.
For Rebirth, yes.
Yeah, just read
my favorite Rebirth book.
Is it really your favorite Rebirth book?
Yeah.
What?
I love it. I love it so.
Wow.
Although I do love Batman, I do love Detective, I do love Superman.
I was gonna say even more than Tom King's Batman. Wow.
Boy, that is a great book. I don't know. There's something really fresh and exciting about Red Hood that I really love.
And you haven't even read War, Jokes, and Riddles yet.
No, I haven't.
Oh, so good. So good. Kite Man. I love Kite Man. He redeems Kite Man. He makes Kite Man an awesome character.
Is Superman Reborn good? I just bought it yesterday. Yeah, I liked it.
It was good. I enjoyed it.
Here's a good question from RJ. Favorite real book, like
Ooh.
a prose book?
That's a tough one. Cormac McCarthy's Blood Meridian.
Whoa. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Ooh, good choice. I've never read it, but I've wanted to.
Oh my gosh, I stayed up all night and read it in one shot when I was back. I think it came out back when I was in college, and I just read it all completely. It was great.
Have you ever read anything by McCarthy? You probably like him.
I haven't.
Oh man, The Road, Blood Meridian. The guy's fantastic.
Yeah, I've heard great things about him.
Phantom Tollbooth.
Phantom Tollbooth was great. I loved that as a kid. Grapes of Wrath was great. What's my favorite Steinbeck? My favorite Steinbeck is Cannery Row and Sweet Thursday. I love both of those books. I love John Steinbeck's my favorite author. I've read Cannery Row probably 20 times.
Yeah. Everybody's talking about The Road. The Road's a book where partway through it, he gives you a little bit of hope. Like, oh man, maybe where they could turn things around. No, then he kicks you in the stomach again. It's not okay. Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is really popular as like a lot of people's favorite book. I never really cared for Tolkien's writing too much.
I had real struggles reading those books. They were very tough for me to read.
They're so dry for me. His writing is so dry for me. I couldn't really get into it.
Yeah, same here. I could not get into it. I did read The Hobbit because I forced myself to, but boy, the trilogy was really hard for me to read.
Have you ever read The Shining?
No. I love the movie, but I never read the book.
Yeah, I've never seen the movie or read the book.
Oh, you never saw the movie? God, what a great movie.
No, I've never seen The Shining.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. What a fantastic movie.
No, I've never seen it. I've always wanted to see it. Chuck Palahniuk. Yeah, he's an interesting writer. He wrote Fight Club.
Yeah, I haven't read any of his stuff. I love the soundtrack to Fight Club.
Oh, yeah. I love Fight Club.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
Have you read Doctor Sleep? It's the sequel to The Shining. No, I never read it.
What's it called?
Called Doctor Sleep. It's the sequel to The Shining.
No, I never heard of it. That's a Stephen King book?
Hold on, let me take a look. Doctor... Didn't that come out like a few years ago? It wasn't even that long. July 2016. That's what I thought.
That's a Stephen King book, Dr. Sleep?
Yeah, it's a Stephen King book.
Huh. Never heard of it.
On highways across America, tribal people called the True Knot travel in search of sustenance. They look harmless, mostly old, lots of polyester, married to their RVs. But as Dan Torrance knows and spunky 12-year-old Abra Stone learns, the True Knot are quasi-immortal living off the steam that children with The Shining produce when they are slowly tortured to death.
Oh my God! What a dark book!
Yeah, there's more. Haunted by the inhabitants of the Overlook Hotel, where he spent one horrific childhood year, Dan has been drifting for decades, desperate to shed his father's legacy of despair, alcoholism, and violence. Finally, he settles in a New Hampshire town, an AA community that sustains him, and a job at a nursing home where his remnant shining power provides the crucial final comfort to the dying. Aided by a prescient cat, he becomes Dr. Sleep. That was pretty cool.
Wow, that does sound cool.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check this out. Along with all the other pro stuff that I probably should finish.
This question is for Luis. Should I get My Hero? I'm thinking about it, but it seems like a Naruto 2.0 to me.
Fuck yeah, you should. Get on the bandwagon now, man. It
My
just,
Hero Academia?
yeah, it just actually this month it outsold Superman in terms of trades.
Even I've read My Hero Academia.
You
The
liked
first
it,
one.
right? You liked the
Yeah, I
first.
liked it fine. But that's when I decided manga wasn't for me. But yeah, I liked it fine.
Yeah, yeah. No, you should definitely get on it. It's in my opinion, it's one of the best things that's being written right now, both English, Japanese, or period. It's phenomenal. It's so well done. If you like superheroes, you'll really like this. It's a really cool, fresh take on them.
Well, Jimmy Owens is helping me edit the post because I said it was the 8th and it's really the 9th. So thank you, Jimmy Owens. I'm editing it right now.
Favorite Stephen King movie? That was one that I just pulled up. It's not in there. I was just thinking out loud.
Oh, you're thinking of favorite Stephen King movie?
Yeah, I'm thinking of my favorite. It's probably The Green Mile.
Never saw that.
Wait, Green Mile was a Stephen King book, right?
Yeah,
It was, right?
yeah.
Okay, then yeah, that would be my favorite Stephen King movie. Green Mile.
Thank you, Jimmy Owens. Thank you very much. Let's see. My favorite Stephen King movie. I liked Firestarter. That was good.
Firestarter is badass, and we got
Yeah.
a really badass song out of that. I am the Firestarter.
Let's see. The Shining, of course. I'm trying to think of what other movies Stephen King has. What other Stephen King movies are there?
It.
Oh, I still haven't seen that.
I have the digital code. I will be sending that to you right after we're done here.
Woo!
So you can definitely watch that.
Oh yeah, Shawshank was great. Shawshank Redemption, that was really great.
Never seen it.
Oh my gosh.
Never seen Shawshank.
That is a great movie.
Anime without tentacles is pointless. Clark. Ooh, Clark. Cujo scared the shit out of me as a kid.
Now that's a Stephen King book I read.
Cujo?
Yeah. I read all of the Gunslinger books and was super disappointed that the movie was so bad. I never even went to see it.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. You were a huge Dark Tower fan.
Yeah, I love Dark Tower.
Now, is it true that the Man in Black appears in various other Stephen King books? In certain ways?
That's a good question. I am only familiar with him appearing in short stories and short story collections. I don't know. I've heard that, but I'm not familiar with it.
Because I've always heard that he shows up, I think it's at the end of The Stand in some form of capacity, or he shows up in The Stand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like there's a whole Stephen King connected universe. Hold on, let me take a look.
Okay.
Like a whole Stephen King connected universe, and a lot of it is based around the Man in Black.
Skull Narrative says, isn't he in The Stand as Randall Flagg? Now, I haven't read The Stand, so I don't know.
Okay, here we go. The Stephen King multiverse, yeah. Let's see. References in other work. Kaz mentioned in some of King's other books. Wow, he's got a whole lot of stuff going on right now. Yeah, he's got connections like across different books. Like, if I'm not mistaken, the town of Derry is right next to the town of where The Stand takes place, I think.
I'm not familiar with all these connections.
The world of It is connected to the Dark Tower.
It is?
Yeah, let me read this real quick.
I gotta see it.
Everything is connected to the Dark Tower. This one seems pretty apparent for anyone who's ever read even parts of King's magnum opus. The 7-book Dark Tower series. The series follows a nomadic gunslinger named Roland as he attempts to reach the Dark Tower and destroy the Crimson King. Along the way, he encounters people who pop up in various other King stories, most notably the villainous Randall Flagg, who is basically the right-hand man of the Crimson King. Flag, of course, is also the antagonist in The Stand.
Mm.
The world of it is connected to the Dark Tower, but Flag isn't the only villain from the King universe to pop up in the Dark Tower series. One of the most famous villains King has ever created is Pennywise, the titular clown from the book It. Late in the Dark Tower series, Roland encounters a dangerous creature named Dandelo. Dandelo is the servant of the Crimson King, and when killed, he turns into a clown. Basically, Dandelo is believed to be Pennywise himself, meaning that he and Flag serve the same master.
Wow,
that?
I didn't know any of that.
You remember that? I know it's been a while since you've read that series. Do you remember that character at all?
I do, but I didn't make the connection with Pennywise.
Yeah. There's a lot more. Hold on. It also directed to correct. Yeah, it's also directly connected to The Shining. At this point, more people no doubt know The Shining more as the movie starring a crazy Jack Nicholson alongside the kid who went around saying red rum. But hey, remember the old caretaker in The Shining? The one who recognized the power that little Danny, aka the kid who said red rum, possessed. His name was Dick Halloran. And believe it or not, he was also in the book It, or at least he's referenced in the book. It turns out that the father of one of the kids from It served with Halloran, bringing a connection from It to the Dark Tower.
Wow.
Yeah, these are all really deep cuts. Misery is
They
also
really are.
Yeah, Misery is also connected to It. As it turns out, It has a ton of connections to the other worlds within the Stephen King universe as well. One you probably won't believe is the world of Misery, which is best known at this point in the movie where Kathy Bates breaks Jim Ken's ankle with a sledgehammer. Good God. I've never seen that one. In that story, the protagonist is Paul Sheldon, who, it turns out, is from the same town as the kids from It. In fact, it's revealed that he was the next-door neighbor of one of them. Now that is one doomed little town, isn't it? If you're curious, the town is called Derry. Derry is also home to the alien invasion in Dreamcatcher. Ooh, that was a horrible movie. Dreamcatcher is another one of those stories you'll remember more for its movie adaptation than the actual story, even though in this case it's remembering how god-awful the movie turned out. Anyway, in that story, 4 friends were granted certain psychic powers as kids, as is a common thing in King's story. And when they grew up, they needed to try to use their psychic connection to defeat an alien invader, which, yes, takes place in the town of Derry. Derry is a setting in one of King's more recent stories as well, this one called 11/22/63. And there's a few other ones.
Wow.
Wow, this one ties in Shawshank Redemption.
How's that tied to it?
Wait. Yeah. Huh. 11/22/63 is also connected to Rita Hayworth and the Shawshank Redemption. The story of 11/22/63 is that a young English teacher in Maine is shown a doorway to the past which will allow him to go back to 1958 and live for 5 years in that era. In order to travel to Dallas, Texas to thwart Lee Harvey Oswald's attempt to assassinate John F. Kennedy. I wanted to read this.
Yeah, Amazon had a great series on it.
Did you ever check it out?
Yeah, it was great.
Oh, man,
it's got James Franco in it. He was wonderful in it.
However, in order to make sure that stopping Oswald will in fact change things for the better, the teacher does the test run by stopping another smaller atrocity, which is a horrific murder in the town of Derry. By the way, it's mentioned several times that criminals in 1958 in Derry were terrified of winding up in the Shawshank prison. That means that amazingly, Shawshank Redemption is connected to the Dark Tower.
Good heavens. Wow.
Yeah. Hearts in Atlantis. Dark Tower also has direct connections to Hearts in Atlantis and Salem's Lot. Hearts in Atlantis is connected to From a Buick 8. And finally, a secret organization is responsible for everything.
Jimmy Owens, I bought Copperhead based on your recommendation this week. And I'm glad you're enjoying Shudder. That's great.
Copperhead, doesn't that only have like 18 issues in 2 years?
Yeah, that's what Jimmy was saying on Monday. That there hasn't been anything since like 2016. But it's supposed to be really good. It's got 4 trades, 3 or 4 trades. I'm not sure. I got them. Yeah, I'm looking forward to reading it. I also can't wait to read Rock Candy Mountain, which just came today.
Jess, where can I get some of those books?
Luis, you can get those books and all your favorite trades up to 50% off at instocktrades.com, where they not only have those great values, but 2 to 3% loyalty discounts. And every quarter, you'll get an OmniBros discount code.
Ooh.
Plus, we give away a $50 gift card every month to InStock Trades. And fabulous customer service. Orders over $50 get free shipping in the United States. And how do they package their books, Luis?
Ooh, like a newborn baby, all cuddled up in a little blanket. Oh, man. I've never had a package come beaten up from InStock Trades or anything like that.
I have had a package come that had a big hole punched in it, but the foam core blocks protected the books.
Yeah. They tend to do that. They have amazing packaging to protect your books. So yeah, now I'm like obsessed with the Stephen King universe. I know what's gonna end up. I'm gonna be researching this crap like crazy tonight.
I had no idea about any of that. It's a revelation to me.
Yeah, all this stuff is connected apparently in some way. Even Shawshank Redemption. Wow.
That's amazing to me. Jess, thanks for the 4 Kids Walk Into a Bank recommendation. I'm loving that book. The dialogue has me busting a gut. All right, Skull Narrative. Thank you for saying that. I always appreciate that.
When does Milk and Cheese come out? The hardcover for that.
I think this week it came out.
Ooh. I really want to get that. I've wanted to read Milk and Cheese for a long time.
Yeah, did it come out? It didn't come out this week, did it?
Or maybe it's next week.
I think it came out. I think it came out this week. I think it was this week.
Well, we can find out one way. That's good.
Yeah.
Great. Milk, cheese. The hardcover, right?
Is it hardcover or is it paperback?
I'm not. It collects everything, Milk and Cheese, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it came out this week.
I wonder if it came out the week before. Did I get it already?
I don't share it yet. What's it called? Milk and Cheese Omnibus?
I feel like it's just called Milk and Cheese, the collected edition or something.
Okay.
Jess needs to write a jingle for IST or freestyle rap it. Clark Nato with a great suggestion.
When's Milk and Cheese and Dairy Products Gone Bad? It is a trade. Yeah, it should have came out. It's available May 2nd.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, last week.
It's a trade paperback. It's supposedly really hilarious.
Yeah, I love it.
Here we go.
It's brutal and violent and really funny.
Okay, yeah, I really want to get that. I might put an order in for that. That's one that I will definitely probably get.
The world deserves an IST rap by Jess. IST.
If you don't like Copperhead, Jess, I'll allow you to kick my brother in his balls.
I'd rather like Copperhead. Nothing against your brother.
Oh, wow. You have a challenge by the Clark Nato. Jess, when does Dark Tower get good? Gunslinger was the disjointed mess.
Oh, dear. Wow.
I read Gunslinger. That was the only one of the Dark Tower series I read. And I enjoyed it. Couldn't get too into it, though.
It had me from the opening sentence.
Ooh.
So I don't Boy, that's a tough one. If you didn't like that, then you probably should just avoid the whole series because I loved it. The drawing of the three was really great. I thought that was probably one of the better books. Wolves of the Kala was great. Song of Susanna I thought was the weakest one, but gosh, I loved the Gunslinger. So I can't help you. Sorry.
Oh, this one's interesting. You have more experience with this than I do. Any advice on getting your first job?
Well, considering you have a job now and I don't, you probably have more experience.
Yes, but I am actively looking for something else.
Yeah.
That's difficult, man. It's tough out there these days. Apply. Yeah, that's the first step. That's obviously the first step. I really don't know how old you are, but I'm assuming you're probably in your teen years, maybe 16, 15. Really just throw your name out, apply. It's really a lot of it. Once you start getting 16, 17 years old and you're looking for like the McDonald's and things like that, it's a numbers game. Hell, it's a numbers game when you get older. You just got to keep throwing applications out there and see what'll bite, you know? And I've thrown applications at jobs where I'm like, I probably am not 100% qualified for this position, but I'm going to try it anyway to see what happens. And I've gotten jobs like that before, and I just learn as I go. It is a bit. I do think it is a bit more challenging because everything is digital these days, and you're kind of just relying on a system in order to get you a job versus even a few years ago when I was first trying to look for a job when I was 15 or 16, it was still paper-based applications where you fill it out, and if you're lucky, the manager was there, and you had a shot at getting an interview right there on the spot. Mostly these days, it's like, all right, fill out the application at home, and then maybe we'll call you.
He's 18 going on 19.
Okay. And yeah, just throw it out there, man. See what you can find. One of the things is being persistent. If you hand the application in and, my advice to you is fill out the application, go in and ask to see the manager. Like right off the bat, just ask to see the manager. That way you can get to see the manager face to face and, go dressed well and things like that. And tell them, hey, look, I'm looking for a job. Do you guys have anything available right now? 9 times out of 10, they're probably going to say, fill out the application online. My advice also is that you pick your stores or pick the place you want to work and fill it out online ahead of time. That way you can kind of bypass that part because he's going to tell you to fill it out online to kind of get you out of the store sometimes. If you tell them, I already filled it out online, I was wondering like what's going on with it and things like that, now you kind of got a leg up because now you can actually start to kind of have a little bit more of a conversation with them rather than just, oh, okay, well, now I got to go. So you tell them that and you try to strike up a conversation with the manager, and then if they have openings and stuff like that, sometimes managers will ask you, oh, okay, cool, like when are you available to work, kind of just to like feel you out a little bit, and see where it goes from there. But yeah, those are my tips for you.
I would say, yeah, that is all great advice. I would say that when you're in your interview, make sure it comes across that you're not afraid of hard work. Because I think that managers see an awful lot of slackers, and they really want somebody that is going to put forth the greatest effort consistently. And I think that there was another piece of good advice from Taylor Alexander Cassidy. Try to get a job in something you're at least slightly passionate about, if possible. It could always turn into a career. My first jobs were at golf courses because I loved golf. And so I was always picking up the range and cleaning the golf carts and doing stuff like that. And that got me, able to play the golf course for free and hit all the practice balls I wanted for free, besides my fabulous $2 an hour salary or whatever I was getting. And that's also my first job there. Let's see, I was probably 16. That's where I also had my first beers, because we found the code to the snack bar. We found the code to the lock. And so we went in there and unlocked it, and we stole beer. And I had 2 beers that night, and my dad picked me up, and I could swear that he was going to smell the beer on my breath, but he didn't. And of course, 2 beers when you're 15 or 16, I was wasted, totally trashed. So not only did I get to play golf for free, but I also stole beer. There's my desperate confession.
There you go. Yeah, I like that advice about finding something that you try to find something you're passionate about. It could turn into a career. When I first started teaching, I was actually very passionate about it. I started working out as an assistant fresh out of college, and I became a teacher. Nowadays, I want to get out so bad. I want to find something else.
Yeah.
I'm actively looking for something else for a lot of personal reasons and things like that. But, find something you're passionate about.
There's a lot of good advice in the chat about getting a job.
And don't stare at the girl's boobs longer than 0.5 seconds.
Well, I wasn't actually referring to that. Iron Cardinal has good advice. In your interview, ask the boss what you can do to make their job easier. Also, ask to interview the manager or HR contact to find out what they're looking for in employees. These are all really good tips.
They are. For your recommendations, you could put Jess Bragg. He'll do a good recommendation.
Local beer thief.
Who's this OmniDog? He's my father. People feel special when they are being interviewed, as opposed to just meeting with someone. And there is a lot of good advice.
Yeah, there really is.
Don't smoke weed before interviewing either. That's a good advice.
That's good advice. Thank you. Jimmy Owens is complimenting me on my Hawaiian shirt. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Jimmy. It's now hot enough that is my preferred style of shirt from now until September. You will see me in a lot of Hawaiian shirts.
Julio has a good one. I just blew an interview last year that I should have landed with no issue. I freaked out at the last 10 minutes. This was my first in 10 years. Keep your cool always. They smell fear on you. That's a real good advice. You should definitely You should definitely keep your cool when you are going for a job interview. You never know, what they're looking for exactly or anything like that. But just try and stay relaxed and try and approach it as like this works for me. I always try to approach a job interview like if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I'll find something else. There's plenty of work out there. And it wasn't a good fit. That's the way I see the type of stuff. Awesome, just have a great one. Expect to get rejected. That's like a date. I went through that a lot in college. It's a numbers game, man. It's just like when you're dating. Or when you're trying to find the one. Or when you're out there trying to get a date. It's a numbers game. Hey, yeah. I've seen my friends, when I was younger, we would go to the bar. It was a numbers game. He would throw his hat into whatever he could throw it into. And, he got some numbers at the end of the night. Some of them were of questionable quality. She had a peg leg when she walked in here, right?
A peg leg. Yeah, wow, there's lots of good advice in there.
Mm-hmm. Tons of it.
Good. I like where this chat went tonight.
Yeah.
Job advice. That's cool.
Clarknado, that's a good one. I didn't think about that. Volunteer work. That's a good way to get your foot in the door.
Oh, yeah. To put that on your resume?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jimmy Owens. I'm sorry, Jimmy.
I also am sorry.
And I'm so happy I'm not dating anymore, especially these days. It's difficult. This is all good stuff. I have a job interview next week. Good for you, man.
Good for you, Kevin. How are things going? We miss you on the page. I wish you good luck on your job interview next week, Kevin.
Many people are using YouTube as a job these days. Those that pay, really? YouTube doesn't pay anything. I can tell you that right now. Unless you're like in the top 5%, YouTube isn't going to pay you anything for work. I've had 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I still have not cracked $100 enough for them to send me a check yet.
Wow.
I've never once cracked that $100 mark. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And they just keep making it harder. So YouTube doesn't. Those are out there that think, oh, I'm just going to make it on YouTube. Do not hang your hat on that. And I was doing it. I'm not doing it much. I'm not doing it pretty much at all anymore. I was doing it for like 4 years.
Yeah, I need to get better at being consistent. I blurt out like 3 or 4, and then it's 2 weeks, and I don't do anything, and then I blurt out another 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to be more consistent. Omar is really good at that. He has a really consistent schedule.
Yes, he is. Omar is very good at that.
Oh, James Atkins has this going for him. He says he's good with the ladies, though.
Hey, good for you, man. I was horrible.
Well, you were good at least once.
Hey, you know what? A broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah.
But I was, strangely enough, I was really bad with women. What ended up changing my life the most was actually a really bad breakup. It was a really bad breakup from a few years ago. It got me to move out of my mom's place. It got me to start interacting with people, and it got me out of the house, and it got me dating. And I met a lot of cool people that way.
Mm.
If you could turn a bad breakup around, you can change a lot of things in your life. My wife changes jobs like every year or so and keeps getting worse and worse. She claims she can't find anything and apparently doesn't get along with anyone.
Oh dear.
That's rough. I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, me too.
How has Kevin not been picked up by DC or Marvel for their graphic novel teams? Who?
Yeah, Kevin is wildly talented.
Who's Kevin?
Kevin Paul Sason, who is we were just talking about earlier in the chat. He's the one that does all the dust jackets that are interesting, and he does all the interesting characters for the Omnibros. I'm sorry, for Riley's Omnibus Collectors page. He changes all the letters and stuff.
Oh, he's the one that does that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's super talented.
He is. He's very talented. I didn't know that was him. He did all your Green Lantern binding designs. Wow. That's really cool.
Yeah. I'm really pulling for him. I hope he gets something really good and can come back on the page. He was a great member.
Has he been trying a lot lately?
I actually don't know. I don't know him that well, but I know he got laid off and he's been looking. So I'm really pulling for him to get something. I hope it goes well for him next week.
Poor guy.
Yeah, not good.
Oh, and one more advice. Like, I'm learning this right now personally, and I'm just going through this right now. Don't be afraid to change your career path. That's my 2 cents, because I'm going through that right now. I'm looking to change my career path. So you are never too old to change your career path. Yeah, you're taking advice from a 29-year-old. What do I know about life, right? But you're never too old to change things and to look for other things around. So if you're not happy with it, change it. I'm trying to find that out right now.
Have you thought about doing what Riley's doing?
Working at the car place.
Yeah.
I've thought about it. I'm entertaining the idea. I got contacted by a friend. It was probably like 1 or 2 nights ago, and they said, "Hey, look, you could work towards getting like your electrician's license, and they'll pay you. You go to class 1 day a week, and you can work like as electrician in an electrician field, and they'll pay you while you work, and you don't pay for the class. You just got to pay for your books."
Oh, are you talented electrically? Are you an electrician?
I don't know the first thing about electrician.
Oh.
But I'm hoping to learn, and I feel like I would do probably a little bit better with a trade because
Yeah. Well,
wanna-
the world needs electricians. I can tell you that. I don't know a damn thing about electricity, and I've goofed around with some stuff in the house, but anything major, I'm on the phone with the electrician.
So that's I'm just looking around right now. Then I need to find something soon though. Ooh, that's a good one. Would any of you take a pay cut in order to be happier? I might have to.
My wife just did that. My wife did that 3 years ago. She gave up a really high-paying job because she was miserable, and now has a way lower-paying job and is much happier.
Yeah, you can't put a price on that happiness.
Hmm.
So I'm looking at that. Mention you're safer during an interview. Oh, congratulations are in order, Jess.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. We're going to have another little OmniBro soon. Not me.
Oh, the Clarknado?
The Clarknado, man.
That's right. Congratulations, Clarknado. That's
Congrats.
right. I remember reading that.
He's going to have a little kid pretty soon. Another one. Congrats, man. I'm happy for you. Everybody in the chat, you should wish him much love and congratulations.
Yeah, that's great, Clarknado.
You can make money on the side through your hobbies. Yeah, you can. Matt, I work for the government issuing food stamps to people. Fun times.
I know right where he works.
Do you really?
Yeah, I went to college in the town that Matt lives in, so I know exactly what he's talking about.
Oh, cool. You know the building and everything.
I know the area. I didn't actually get food stamps as a college student, but I know where the government. I think I know where the government building is that he works at.
Okay. Jess, how about another 5 minutes?
Okay. 5 minutes sounds good. Any tips on a workaround in the Facebook group for this drives me crazy. I agree, Alphaba. Any tips on a workaround in the Facebook group for dealing with posts showing in top post order instead of most recent order? Facebook has done something recently that totally messes it up, and you never get the current. You never get the most recent ones. I think there's. Let me look. I feel like somebody said something recently that you can do up at. Is it notification? Not notifications. Is it more? Link existing group. I don't know. That is a good question because Facebook did do something recently that totally messed up how things show up on the page. It is really annoying. See, Rob McClay says, I think you can change it through your notifications option. Notifications. Highlights. Well, I have notifications off. Maybe that's my problem. Highlights, friends posts, all posts. My thing's checked off, so I don't get any notifications. That's weird. There's something wrong there.
I never had Facebook. If it wasn't for the Omnibus group, I probably wouldn't have Facebook either.
Yeah, that's all I ever pay attention to is the Omnibus group.
If it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't have it.
No, they didn't have cheese lines when I went to college. I do remember cheese giveaways, though, for welfare recipients, so I don't know if they still do that.
Jimmy Owens. I'd love to say I was dodging bullets with kids, but fact is, I was just shooting wildly. The new baby and him might have the same birth. Oh, that is awesome. They're excited and terrified, even though it was planned. 3 kids is nuts. Hey, congrats, man.
That is great.
3 kids, man. I can't imagine. Man. I think I told my girl, we both agreed 2 was it.
2's a good number.
Yeah, 2's a solid number because you got the brother and sister. You got somebody that they can always look out for each other.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish we had had more than one. But my wife got a big promotion right when my daughter turned 2 and was gone. She traveled for like 3 straight years and I barely saw her.
Oh my goodness.
And my understanding in making babies is you need to see your wife. So that kind of put a crimp in our plans to have another.
Yeah. Huh. Jimmy Owens is killing me tonight.
Yeah, he is funny tonight.
Dad stopped at 3 because she threatened to cut his nuts off, so he just got fixed instead. Anyone think there's a chance for a Star-Lord omnibus? Not likely.
Does Star-Lord have that much material? I'm not familiar with it.
He had a solo series a while ago, didn't he? It was like 17 issues, 15 issues?
Don't know.
It wasn't that long of a thing.
Omnipool, good night. We're about ready to sign up too.
Yeah. Star-Lord, he's had a few things. He had a Steve Englehart run and Chris Claremont.
Oh, okay.
That was like classic Star-Lord though. That's the old stuff. He's got the Chip Zdarsky stuff. It's only a few issues.
I love Chip Zdarsky's writing. He just cracks me up.
There was a Sam Humphries run that ran 4 volumes, so you might be able to get something small out of that. And your best bet would probably be that small run with Sam Humphries. It's probably only like 20 issues, but they've collected smaller omnibuses. Trigonosis, is there a better chance of Nick and Matt doing another live show? Oh, those guys are always welcome.
Is there a better chance?
Nick and Matt are always welcome.
Yeah. Nick and Matt, we had fun doing it.
Did you really? I need to go back and watch that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. When was that? That was like a couple of Mondays ago?
That was like 1 or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think it was a couple Mondays ago.
Nick and Matt are like the bench team.
West Coast OmniBros.
There you go. Okay. Well, I'm ready to go, Jess, if you are.
Sure. I smell dinner, so I'm ready to go. All right, Luis, where can they find you on the internet?
You can find me on Comics Guide 101 on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff.
And you can find me, OmniDog's Vault, on YouTube and on Instagram, where I promise I'm going to start getting better with both. I need to just, God, I'm just so bad at it. OmniDogs_Vault. And I think maybe I've got a couple interviews lined up this weekend. So I won't say who they're with because they have to commit first. But I may have a couple interviews coming up this weekend. So everybody, please patronize InStockTrades.com. Thank you for the great chat tonight, especially the great job tips. This was a great chat. Really appreciate everybody's participation, and love you guys. Please hit the like button before you leave. And wait, what about iTunes? Can they listen to us on a podcast?
You can find us on iTunes. The only thing that we ask is leave a positive review on iTunes. It helps us get more exposure there. Just one more time, we almost left without saying our proper goodbyes. Where can they get their books if they want to order?
At InStockTrades.com, where you can get up to 50% off on your collected editions, loyalty discounts 2 to 3%, OmniBros discount every quarter, and over $50 gets you free shipping in the United States for your order with great customer service. And as Luis likes to say about their shipping,
they mail your books like a newborn baby being coddled in a little blanket.
That's right, everybody. InStockTrades.com. So thank you for tuning in. Peace and love. Peace and love.
Good night, everybody.